Whew. What is going on, everybody? This is Gabriel Jones giving you a drop of sun any chance I get. And today we're going to be covering a project that I meant to do last week but never got around to. It's going to be the new EP from Em Beihold called Egg in the Backseat. Em Beihold is a singer that I've had my eye on all year. She had a monumental breakthrough this year with her viral song Numb Little Bug, which became huge on TikTok. The song managed to peak at number 18 on the Hot 100 and has been certified gold in the US. She's definitely making a name for herself in music, but what else does she have up her sleeve? Well, we got a new EP, so there's only one way to find out. Before we jump in, I'd like to advise everyone to leave a like and comment for this video because the more engagement this video receives, the more likely YouTube will pick it up in the algorithm, and I could really use it, so thank you for that. And now, time to get into Egg in the Backseat. Track number 1, Goo. These vocals, these layered vocals kind of vibe with me. That chipper little high-pitched piano really gets me in the mood. Yeah, that's gotta stink to feel like you're not the one that your ex was looking for. Yeah, I was the first one to come in line, so suck it, last one. She's singing it at such a fast pace. All the vocals are descending. She's probably asking how many people can I date before I actually land on the person I spend my life with. Woo! Over that note right there. Beautiful. Okay, so that was Goo, and yeah, good way to open up the EP. I think you got something going on here, Em. The production certainly takes a lot of interesting routes. Of course, you have Em's signature piano, where she manages to play some high notes during the verses, some low notes during the bridge, and the chorus. A lot of nice percussion sounds to go with it, and she knows how to hit those high notes. Like, she can really, falsetto when she needs to. I also like those robotic, layered vocals at the beginning. They remind me a lot of a Mongan Heap. With the ooh, what you say type song. When it comes to the lyrics, she seems to be singing about this one boy that she broke things off with, or he broke off with her, and now he's sort of found another sweetheart that he's spending more and more time with and enjoying. It's really getting to her because she's feeling like he didn't value her enough, and she just finds it unbelievable that he moved on so quickly. Maybe I'm sort of reading these lyrics wrong. It might be about how she's still on good terms with this guy, or so-called, but he keeps on talking about his other relationships, and she's just fed up with it, and so she's just sort of trying to draw the line, and she's like, why don't you just go call a cab? Don't always rely on me to pick you up and drive you places. That's my best interpretation of what's going on here. She's certainly fed up with her ex, and she just wants to have nothing to do with him. So be sure to let me know if I'm getting it wrong. Track number 2, Numb Little Bug. All right, baby, this is the one that got huge. I really like how it starts off with that muffled piano. It really sounds nice. I always have that crippling fear that I've sort of broken off things with all my friends. I love how she displays that fragility with her psyche. It's great imagery. I love how the piano goes from this forte sound to this mezzo forte sound during the chorus. It just sounds so fucking epic. I love how they cut out the percussion right here, to focus on the piano and the vocals. And then it's sort of like faint singing for the outro. Okay, so that was Numb Little Bug, and it still slaps hard. It just has this very chipper energy to it, where it's very quirky and very upbeat, even though it's talking about some serious subject matter when it comes to antidepressants and, constantly feeling anxious about your personal relationships and your mental health. It just sounds so amazing together. It's also very relatable. Like, she constantly strives for happiness, even though she's constantly facing mood swings, and sometimes her energy is on point and sometimes it's not. And sometimes when facing that inner duality, she sort of needs to rely on pills in order to keep herself focused and give the illusion that she's perfectly healthy, even though sometimes she's not. She also alludes to Los Angeles so much. Like, she's a Californian girl for sure. But yeah, there are certainly days where I feel like I'm empathetic towards others, but sometimes I just want to shut the world out and just focus on myself. I do really care about people and the loved ones that are in my life and the friends that I got, but there are times where I just can't keep up that, positive spirit, and, I just run out of energy and I shut down, and I just need to really just lay for a while. It's very pleasing to see a song about mental health become this popular on the charts, because I'm sure a lot of people, especially who are a part of Gen Z, can very much see themselves in it. Track number 3, Porcelain. Okay. Taking it slow with the high-pitched piano. Friends making you cry? They don't sound like friends. I really like this bass line they got going on here. It's great. Oh, really good flow right here. We got dreamlike vocals here, like she's floating on a cloud. Kind of talking about that fragility again, like she did in the last song. We kind of focus on this instrumental right here. The bass combined with the piano and the faint vocals. Okay, so that was Porcelain, and we seem to have a reoccurring theme going on in this EP. It's another song where Em is thinking about her mental health and her interpersonal relationships, and how sometimes she feels like she can't reach out to those that are close to her, so she sort of keeps her distance from them at various moments, even though she really craves that help. The bridge I'm very fond of because she's singing the lyrics at such a rapid speed. It's almost like they represent her intrusive thoughts, like what's going on in her brain and how she wants to interact with people, but she wants to really keep her guard up at the same time. I also really like this outro where she's singing "I'll break if you pass me by." I think what she means by "pass me by" is that, if you don't help me, then I'll crumble, I'll totally deteriorate, I'll digress, and I will become nothing, basically. That's something I can definitely relate to, because there are a lot of times where I desperately need help with my anxiety and my depression and my intrusive thoughts, but I'm also scared about what type of advice people are going to give me. Like, is this really going to help me in the long run? Is it just going to break me down? Like, I really need to make a decision, or at the same time I need to keep my guard up while also sort of reaching out to people. I think that's something a lot of people with anxiety go through. It's a feeling that just takes a hold of them, and I think it's really admirable that Em is sort of capturing that feeling and putting it to song, so props to you there. Track number 4, Egg in the Backseat, the title track. Woo! The descending piano and then the that night you break me like an egg. Wonder what that's supposed to be alluding to. Woo! We sort of have like a drop, and we're just focusing on the drums and her vocals. Woo! My girl Em can hold them falsettos. Damn! Like, I've sort of become accustomed to the smell that I just get used to it. No one says you get absent-minded, like you don't second-guess the traits of your opposite lover. Ooh, and we kind of got an electric guitar in this outro. Very nice choice. Okay, so that was Egg in the Backseat, and I think I really like that one. That one very much stands out. This song sounds like she's seeing a boyfriend at the moment, and he's not exactly being the best influence on her. Like, he's constantly smoking cigarettes around her, and he's done it so much at this point that she's gotten used to the smell, even though she shouldn't be. One thing I do like is this one specific line in the pre-chorus, "and your necklace makes me forget my checklist." I think what she means by that is that he's looking so presentable, so handsome, and so extravagant in his appearance that she's sort of forgetting about the traits that she's supposed to look for in a guy. He looks so beautiful in the spotlight, but once you peel back the layers, you find that he kind of has a toxic attitude. And I like how in the chorus she's constantly saying, "I think you're a bad idea, you're a bad idea, you're a bad idea." It's like she's telling herself in her brain that she should not be seeing this guy, she needs to break up with him, see other people, don't even look back. Like, he is trouble. 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 She says on the bridge, "I know they say love can be blinded, but no one said you get absent-minded." It's like she's saying, sometimes you don't exactly notice the negative traits at first, but at a certain point you start to forget them. You start to forget about them. You forget to look for them, and that's when things really fall apart. This all comes together very splendidly with the production where she has the descending piano carrying the tune and she sings at rapid pace with the lyrics. It's a very fun song. It's unique, it has a really great message behind it, and I think I would love to see it chart on the Hot 100, so hopefully that'll be the next single. Track number 5, Too Precious. This one I've already listened to before. It has a lot of class and elegance to it, but we can listen to it again. This one has a lot of great drumming to it. Yeah, like, don't comment on my fucking life, my social life, like, screw off. Yeah, you want me to be a bad girl, but I'm a good girl at heart, you know? And I love the plucking at the strings, you know, it really gives the song a lot of timidness. Timidity, whatever you say. And then we kind of let the notes sit a little bit. The piano notes sit as the drum joins in with the sound. Woo! Love those synth melodies right there. Okay, so that was Too Precious, and I gotta say, that song I think I like a lot. The premise here is that a guy is approaching Em at, say, like a bar or outside a bar, and he's trying to make her do all these risky things, like live life on the edge, but she's just not down for that lifestyle, and he's really trying to push her to doing it, but she's like, no! Bro, I'm standing my ground, I ain't gonna do that shit. And it kind of has like this real elegant sort of formal feel to it. The timid plucking strings, the tapping of the drums, the haunting backing vocals, and of course you have her elegant piano. For some reason it reminds me so much of Alessia Cara's Here, which is another song about how she sings about how she doesn't typically like house parties where you get as high as possible or as drunk as possible and you just go wild and crazy and take all these different risks, making so many bad decisions. I can really vibe with this song, and I think Em put it together very nicely. Track number 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this kind of has like the same tempo as elevator music. And then we kind of have the stomping of the drums. Ooh, that distinct piano, like you could really feel the intensity of it. And then everything just sort of like de-escalates for a moment. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with how pyramid schemes work either. Then we kind of have those echoing vocals on the bridge. Ooh! Crescendoing drums, love it. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, that one seems pretty interesting. Again, it sounds very much like elevator music with a little chipper side to it. From what I'm seeing, this is a song that's recorded for a movie called Anything's Possible. I have no idea what this movie's about, I've never even heard of it. But yeah, I'm sure it'll fit with the sound just fine. Once again, it's a song that talks about anxiety and panic attacks, and I think that fits very well for Em Beihold because she is very much about that. And you know, it seems to have like a nice method to it. According to the annotation, it's sort of like counting down from 5, you know, when you need to take a breather, you're in the middle of a panic attack and you really need to just relax and keep your mind at ease. It's a very nice song to listen to. It has a nice relaxing energy to it. It's very fun as well, and I really like the detailed lyrics that she jams into each verse. So yeah, I think that one gets a thumbs up from me. And now it's time to get to the final song on this EP. Track number 7, Spider-Man. I would assume that this is Em trying to audition for Gwen Stacy, but that role has already been taken by another pop singer. Okay, we start off with a slow acoustic guitar melody. Ooh, the backing vocals are great. She's sort of like fantasizing about this life of romance he could have. Oh, don't say that! Come on, I'm sure you'll find somebody. Just give it a try. She's thinking that the sorrow and the fallout would be more impactful than the actual events. I just love how the composition is written. It has like this stadium feel to it, you know? Woo, 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 woo. Yo, you got me with that vocal there, Em. Damn, girl. Okay, so that was Spider-Man. Quite the interesting track to end the EP with. She does a lot of piano in this song as well, although she relies much more on the acoustic guitar, which is very interesting to say the least. Here we see her singing about this guy that she really wants to get with, and she has this picture-perfect image of what they could be like. But Em has to remind herself that it's purely fantasy, and the relationship could easily head south at any given moment. But maybe, once again, that could be her anxiety talking, and this romance actually does have real potential to it. And she just needs to really just take that big leap of faith, but in the end she decides to not. I guess it kind of stinks that, the EP had to end on a bit of a downer note because, she doesn't exactly give off that hopeful feeling. I must admit that I don't exactly know why this song is called Spider-Man because, she does bring up Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield at the first verse, but I don't know if it has anything else to do with the song, so, I'm kind of blanking right there. I'll say it's a pretty decent song, and it definitely hits the ears just right, so I think Em really knew how to end this EP swell. On that note, I'm going to take a break, I'm going to listen to the EP a second time, then I'll come back and give you my final thoughts, so bear with me. Alright, I am back, and I am ready to give you my final thoughts on Em Beihold's Egg in the Backseat. I think what I really enjoy about this girl is that she's bringing back a sound in music that we haven't heard for quite some time. It's been years since we've had a piano player with such a lively energy in their tunes. For a while, it just feels like the piano was reserved for somber ballads. If there's any singer that Em Beihold reminds me of big time, it's Sarah Bareilles. Female piano player whose style is very quirky and lighthearted with a splash of sass tossed in. Many of her songs sound like show tunes, something you can hear in a Broadway musical. Whether it's an ensemble dance number like Egg in the Backseat, or a heart-wrenching, introspective solo like Spider-Man. I could tell from the start that Em took a lot of inspiration from Sarah. But still, she manages to bring in enough modern elements that she makes it her own, like the heavy bass and the electric guitar outros. Not to mention the subject matter she zones in on. Em clearly has a lot to say about mental health and the steps one must take in order to keep it in balance. She finds that it's difficult to talk with people out of fear that they won't be of great assistance, and she also considers that she may not be living in the safest of environments. And so comes the coping mechanisms like swallowing antidepressants and counting all the way up to the number 5. Em also has to deal with boyfriends who exhibit bad habits around her, and exes who can't exactly function on their own. Em is navigating her way through mental health and figuring out the best routes to take. And with how impressively her music is crafted, I think she'll reach a point of satisfaction. I might even declare her my favorite new artist of 2022, but we'll see how these next few months play out. I give Egg in the Backseat an 8 out of 10. My favorite song easily is Numb Little Bug, and my least favorite is Porcelain. And I think that just about does it. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this EP listen. I hope you had fun. I certainly had fun listening to this. If you want to follow me on social media, be sure to check out my Twitter, my Twitch, and my TikTok. The links are going to be in the description. And that's where we are going to wrap up. My name is Gabriel Jones, and the sun may be setting, but I hope you were able to soak up those drops. Take care.